guys? Welcome back to the channel. You already know who it is. It's Ron-Tom from Wrench-a-holics, and today we are going to be installing my homie Jim's S14 Cusco Safety 21 roll cage. We are just waiting for him to cruise by, so we need to make space in the garage, so I got to go ahead and move the whip. Yo, fire. We're going to move the whip out of here so we have some space in the lab to get down and put this cage in. So let's get to it. Here it is the Cusco roll cage, the bolt-on. The homie right now is taking out the seat. Makes the install a lot easier, so we're going to go ahead and remove the seats and then get to working on this. Alright, the homie's car looks like shit right now, but it's cool. But I mean, to make the install easy, to get that main hoop in, we got to take the seats out. Just makes our life a lot easier. So rather work smarter than harder. So seats are out. And now we're going to place the main hoop in and we'll work from there. So it comes with instructions. It's all in Japanese. I can't read it, but I can look at the picture. Pretty much that's what it looked like in the end. So here we go. So we got the main hoop in, and now we're going to put the back bars in to make sure that the main hoop is in the right position. So we're going to do that right now.
Should I leave that one in there?
It doesn't really matter, but I know we have to leave. We have to take it off though. But you leave that one on. So quick tip: if you're doing this cage, Safety 21 or Cusco, you got to take out your visors because there's no way you'll be able to bolt up anything. See how close that is? So take off the visors, and you should be good to go. In order to put that little crossbar on the top, the front crossbar. So what's up, Jim?
What up?
Alright, so yeah, we got this little crossbar in the back. The main hoop is right here. We have the front bars already somewhat situated. Now we're just gonna box it out by putting the crossbar in the front and making sure everything is legit. So we're gonna start drilling holes here. Use a center punch here, center out the hole and drill through. I already did this side right here, and I put a bolt in it so I could secure it so that the main hoop doesn't move. And now we're gonna go ahead and do the driver's side and then bolt it down here, and then we're gonna do the other two remaining holes on this and the other two on that. Now make sure it's like kind of flat. So we got to flatten out this part right here. It's part of the floorboard. It raises too high so that the bolt's actually too short. So we're gonna flatten this out real quick, and then we're gonna put the then we're gonna drill the holes out. All right, guys, it's like day 2 after we installed the homie Jim's roll cage. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to get any footage because we went to go grab a bite to eat. And then when we came back, it just started getting too dark to film. So we're gonna complete that rest of the install on my 240, since it's pretty much the same exact cage and it's the same exact way you do it for any car, not just an S13. So you know, with the subtle differences of where you would have to mount stuff around and what you have to take off. But we're gonna do the finishing touches on how to do that on my cage, since it's the same, and hope you guys learned something from it. So let's get to it. Alright, so the main thing is again, the placement of the main hoop, since everything will work off of the main hoop. So you get your 2 back bars and your 2 front bars. So the placement of this is very key. The best thing I can probably tell you is to put the main hoop in and then start slowly attaching all the bars to the main hoop, allowing you to see the exact mounting points on the vehicle. So right there, and obviously the one that runs right over there, and the 2 that run underneath the plastic panels in the back. Once you have everything secured, it gives you a gauge on to see if you even mounted the main hoop right. So That's the best thing I can tell you guys to do. It's pretty much like a trial and error, so you know, trial and error away until you find the right fit for you. And once it works, you drill the holes down and you're good to go. So I think the hardest thing too about the cage is to get the rear panel on. I think a lot of guys will probably run no interior versus a complete interior street car. So this is the hardest part, is drilling out that hole. So you pretty much got to take a lot of measurements before you drill out a hole in your panel, and you don't want to have the hole too offset or else the bar won't even fit. So with that being said, a lot of measuring and a lot of trialing before you even start drilling the hole out. So I think that's the hardest part, doing the cage. So I believe off the bat, once you get the cage all drilled in and all mounted up, you should feel like a difference in how rigid your car is. It should feel more rigid versus soft, so you can sort of feel the difference if you've been driving without a cage. It's a Cusco cage, so I mean within Japanese specs it passes, but unfortunately here in America, because it's America, it doesn't pass any type of tech because it's a bolt-on cage. But to each their own. I mean, it passes Japanese tech. I'm cool with that, so it works for me. Just be wary, there are some companies that knock off the Cusco Safety 21 roll cage, i.e. Godspeed, which is trash. The bars are too thin, so I recommend not getting it. Pay up for the quality and not the swag points, because it is your life. So if you are trying to track your car and you flip it over, a roll cage will be a very good thing to have. There's going to be a lot of debates. A lot of people are going to say, oh, weld cage is better or whatever. But dude, guys are drifting in Japan way before we were in bolt-on cages, and it works just fine. So don't believe the hype. Get quality parts and you'll get quality results in the end. So I know it's kind of drag, you know, like I didn't really have a lot of footage on it, but pretty much a roll cage, a bolt-on roll cage, is just placing the roll cage in the car, finding the right spacings and drilling the holes out. It's going to be a two-person job, since you'll have a bolt on one end and a nut on the other, so you can tighten it from the bottom side of the car. That's the only thing. It's a two-person job. You won't be able to do it by yourself. So ask a homie, grab a helping hand, and if you do decide to purchase this, have fun with the install. It's super easy, like I said, so don't be wary. I think the hardest part is drilling holes into your chassis. If you're not into that whole, like, I want to do a lot of DIYs to my car. So yeah. On another note, buy quality drill bits. As you can see, this is from drilling through the sound deadening material, so it got kind of chopped up, but buy quality drill bits. Something for metal only, so it doesn't dull out and you get the install done quicker. So again, I hope it helps. Think of me as a resource. So if you do find out that my videos are helpful to you, and you know of someone who needs help, go ahead and share the video. It helps me out, and especially it helps them out if they're kind of stuck on what they're doing. So yeah, support the business, support me, support the channel, like, comment, and subscribe. Till next time, happiness for the moment and style is forever. Deuces.